Hey you guys, another game. This is the ITSL League again, organised by Baskmax. I'm playing monkeyml, who I took the time to look at the profile of briefly. We're playing a 60-minute clock despite the 90-minute warning. Has played significantly more as the USA, which is atypical. I'm hoping that counts against him. Yeah, look at this. I mean, I don't know if that shows a preference towards USA or just weird randomness, because obviously with the bid system we frequently end up playing USSR more. I've played the USSR far more than the USA. So there we go, very strange. So Middle Eastern scoring is the prime card in this pack. It's actually, that's a bloody good deal really. I mean, I've got socialist governments to hold for blockade. Obviously I'm hoping that my enemy does not have decol and D-style. But I'm relatively ops rich. I've got a very obvious headline in Middle Eastern scoring. With socialist governments, I even have the luxury of opening 4-3-3, but I'll open 4-4-2 because I'm going to headline Middle Eastern scoring. And we'll just see how coup wars and the like go. And obviously if I do fail on Iran, I still have Indo-Pakistani war, which is a bonus. Okay, good. Be a nice rapid game, it sounds like, which is good because I've just wolfed a delicious dinner and I want seconds. Cool. Alright, so 4-4-1 opening. I'm assuming I'm holding independent reds, so Austria. Yeah, so 4-4-2. And we'll drop Middle Eastern scoring. Let's quickly throw in what else I'm holding. Doop-a-doo. That one. And that one. That one. And that one. Cambridge 5. Well, that's a bummer for him. And what's my other card? EEU. He drops Cambridge 5 and NATO. Gets a straightforward coup off on Iran. I will counter coup. And all I do is clear it out. He events Vietnam Revolt, so he will get to Thailand before me. We will level up Asia, although he's indicating he doesn't hold a lot of scoring cards, since you went to the trouble of asking. So yeah, we'll do that. Well, we'll tap Thailand. Keep him under relative pressure. I've got my Milops. I want to play into France, ideally. He's given me Formosa. And he's only overprotecting. No, we'll scrimp on the ops. Korean War's gone, so I'll take Korea and Taiwan. He's giving me Japan. I'm fine with that. What do we think? Oh, the other one. The other one in France doesn't do a lot. Let's keep country count up in Asia as well. Okay, he's using the China card. And he's covering Indo-Pakistani war. We will settle there for now. We're going to space socialist governments. We don't get away. That's a bummer. So what do we fancy? Containment gets me some bonus ops. Marshall Plan ensures I don't fall too far behind in Europe, of course. If he plays De Gaulle, I will get a coup in Asia, though. Which is another reason to hold containment. And I can always UN intervention Warsaw to get the 4-op maximum. It's got to be containment or Marshall Plan. Marshall Plan just seems a bit bland since I know I'm holding Europe scoring. Let's plug him into my hand following. Although UN intervention Warsaw Pact's a bit bland. If I can get Europe scoring off without domination. Ideally domination for me. Okay. Containment seems best, I think. So I'm going to go with that. Well, he's straight up blockading me. But containment triggers first, so I can discard Arab-Israeli war. That is a pretty good result for me, although of course at this point Villain is looking increasingly like holding decol and D-style. Starts with a coup. Fair enough. Clears me out. Put one in France. Of course I can get my mil-ops through Indo-Pakistani war. So I will take France and make them start... Oh no, I need to cover Suez as well, don't I? So let's use Marshall Plan. It's a shame really, I only need 3 ops. Of course, I've got the China card, so by coupping Iran, I can then use the China card to flip Pakistan and threaten domination there. So maybe Warsaw Pact is a better choice. Well, hindsight's 20/20, my friend. That may make it hard for me to race in Europe. It might not, because I've got Marshall Plan. Oh, using the China card to flip Pakistan won't work because of losing Taiwan to Formosa. At least if I tap Pakistan, I force them Villain to play into India. Straight over protect. So let's... I'm in a bind because I don't want to encourage a race in Asia for domination, because Villain can get to domination first. Let's put some in France and make him respond there. So now we will... We've still got ops, and we've still got time, so I'm going to pop 2 into Egypt to cover Nasser and push into Libya and DEFCON being 2. And it also covers a little bit of Suez trouble. There's Nasser. Alright, we're going to do that. I'm starting to sweat a bit about not having dropped Europe scoring yet. Because now if he starts playing Nasser or De Gaulle and stuff, I'm going to have to use the China card, and I'm running out of ARs. I really ideally want to drop... Good, okay, fine, I get the tempo. He doesn't get off to space, that's a bummer for him. What's he ditching? Yeah, fine, I'm okay with that. Because he could have raced me to 4-3 in Battlegrounds plus. So he levels up in the Middle East. I may as well take Saudi and get ready for... Is that right? Because Suez and De Gaulle are both coming out. Is it cowardly? Maybe if I tap Pakistan and pop another 1 in... He then has to use a 4-op card to take France, and I'm threatening to push into India. That gives him more to think about. So let's just do that. I won't overthink. Right, a lot of red cards to come in the reshuffle. I get Decol, that's a delight, but he gets D-Style. So we'll see how he uses that. I get De Gaulle. He gets the captured Nazi. So he's likely going off to space. But I could defector it. He gets Olympic Games. I get Fidel. Who gets Truman? He gets Truman. And he gets Comic-Con. Oh no, I get Comic-Con, duh. So he gets Olympic, Nazi, D-Style, Suez, Truman. I can defect. I've got Middle Eastern scoring, which I can drop for 0 on the headline if I don't defect. And if he successfully coups... If he successfully coups Libya, I think I'm going to headline Middle Eastern scoring. Because a successful coup in the Middle East puts me in problem, and obviously I can at least play into Angola and Algeria, although the Americas are a bit lost to me. So let's go with Middle Eastern scoring. Let's be risk averse since I'm at plus 10. Yeah, he goes off to space. Right, I've played Middle Eastern scoring. Yeah. He's pushing into India. I obviously don't want to drop DEFCON just yet before he destyles. So I'm going to space decol. Boy, NASA have not been earning their salt today. Obviously, I'd like to hold special relationship in case he has NATO and it triggers. Suez is gone. So we know he's got D-Style and Truman. Overprotecting. So we'll resolve de Gaulle. We're going to put one in Greece to start shoring up against a potential brush war if NATO doesn't come out. Of course, I don't know. One good thing about getting a coup off is I can then use Arab-Israeli war, which I'm more or less going to have to. Okay, so he goes for it first. Let's see what's in the rest of the hand. There's D-Style. Truman, Romania, NORAD. Well done to get CIA out the deck. That's very neatly done. So I will obviously pour influence into Africa before it becomes problematic. So I expect to see a D-Style to Nigeria, Mexico or Panama or both, and obviously the two corners of South America. As I'm never going to race for domination, and now I don't need to worry about thinning his hand out, I may use the China card to do desperation realigns on South America. Which would allow me to hold Fidel and Arab-Israeli war, neither of which I really want to event in principle. So here it comes. Nigeria, Panama, Venezuela, Argentina. Okay, good. He leaves Central America alone. So it's either realign South America or effectively give it over. I'm happy giving up the China card to do it. Now's the time. Start with Venezuela. Good start. Since South America is... Sorry, since Chile leans red anyway. Last chance. Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. I mean, it's still -1, but at this point, I've done most of the dirty work. So we'll instead press the case on Africa. And I might spend AR6 claiming domination in Africa. So they're keeping Truman. Okay, we'll put one in there to shore up Italy against brush war as well. So, I mean, for mid-war, that's not a bad score and situation to be in. Shuttle diplomacy is definitely worth eventing if he gets domination in Asia, with Middle Eastern scoring gone. That can't be much better situation, really. So let's plug in the mid-war cards. I've got Nuclear Test Ban and Marshall Plan and Flower Power. I've got an awful lot of reasonable cards there. Independent Reds is back, but not got a particularly good target. I've got Summit and Lads from the neutral pile. That's my hand. So, I can use Summit to drop Defcon, which is a massive gamble at +2. Especially given where I am in the situation. Or I can do something more prosaic, which would be either eventing Marshall Plan and continuing to pour influence into Europe, or event Shuttle Diplomacy. Eventing Shuttle Diplomacy isn't bad. It seals the deal on Asia. It's either Shuttle Diplomacy or Summit. UN Intervention's back in the deck, so we will bury you's not the most likely headline. So Summit's not terrible as a gamble. Let's gamble. No one ever headlines Summit. Okay. So I can give him Flower Power, which is bland, and I space Arab Israeli war. It's better than giving him Nuclear Test Ban and raising Defcon to 5, in my opinion. And I do win the Summit, so I will drop Defcon to 2 to deny the coup. And we're just hoping no liberation theology. If he plays into Burma implying Asia scoring, I have to use Missile Envy to tap Afghanistan to level up 7-7. Because I'm forced to use Missile Envy next turn. If I get freedom to play, I'll probably pop 2 in Botswana. As it's nice to hold that and spear South Africa before the opponent tries to do the same. I'm in decent shape. I'm now really only fearing the neutral cards. Junta, Brush, ABM. Those are the ones that could do damage. And while it's frustrating getting flower powered, oh, I get the poke in the chest as well. It's all coming up roses. Alright, I'm going to pop 2 in Mexico to cover liberation theology. Obviously, I've got a fair few large ops cards if he tries to push into Uruguay. Taking the coup on Africa. Obviously, fine. We'll remove that adjacency. I do need to get my coup up at some point, but for now, I'm just going to press Dom in Africa again. Obviously, with Fidel, I can space and hope that he doesn't come back late war. Colonial Rearguards goes off to space. Understandable. Misses. So now my options are coup Sudan to get my Milops up, although I might get a chance to push into Uruguay anyway. I think I might just go off to space, and Fidel can go up. Ah, NASA finally get off the launch pad. Happy days. John Paul II gets in a space shuttle. And he gets his victory points. So, I'm going to... I've got options, don't I? I'm going to use nuclear test ban to do that and threaten control of Africa, because I've still got ops. This is starting to look very hairy. So a coup is anticipated on Sahara States or Cameroon, and I can counter coup, and I'm still leaving myself with ops to flip Nigeria. So a 3-op card into Ivory Coast might be a natural response to this. Although I can then just use a 4-op card to flip it. So you go South Africa unrest, which I'll have to repair. Will I have to repair? What's the option? I could try realigning. It's a bit of a gamble. South Africa is +2. And then I'd be +3 on Angola. Let's gamble. Gamble, gamble, gamble. Superb! Well, that makes me look like a real pleb. Okay, so we'll use shuttle diplomacy to recover our damage. And we'll see what happens AR7. That was spectacular. Oh, great. It's all coming my way at the moment, isn't it? Can't complain. Won't complain. So now I can choose a gamble. Do I... Oh no, I don't want to play Arab-Israeli war for the ops because I'm flower-powered. We will coup to get the mill ops with a ridiculously large card. Okay, so duck and cover gets me 3 VP because I'm holding We Will Bury You. Getting the other VP will be the tricky bit because I'm holding a lot of war cards. But let's do that. Well, I get purged, that's nice. But at this point I'm asking for it. Where did that go? Zaire. Which kind of implies Africa scoring. So I have to hold Portuguese Empire crumbles through the turn, and all these war cards are being invented. So my 19 VP lead's actually going to evaporate fairly quickly. Let's think about this. If I trigger Brush War, I can then use Arms Race. Yeah? So Brush War drops me to 17. Nigeria is the obvious target at 2/3. Let's do that. I fail. So if he doesn't drop Africa scoring and he presses, I can use Arms Race to go over the top. So I want no VP, no triple mill op, so nothing like ABM. So So on a misstep here, I want space or pouring influence into Africa to dominate. Okay, good. The game's over. Unlucky. Well, that's unfortunate. It really couldn't be helped. It was kind of harsh. Alright, anyway, comment away. We'll cut the feed and I'll have second dinner. There'll be 3 videos uploaded Sunday or Monday because I'm playing 3 games. I'm going to see how much I can neglect my wife in a single day. It might be a new personal best for neglect, so call the authorities. Thanks, comment away. See you online again soon.